इस ऐतिहासिक अवसर पर आप सभी की उपस्थिति के लिए हार्दिक धन्यवाद। संस्थान की ओर से मैं स्मृति गुप्ता और मेरे सह संचालक डॉक्टर कौस्तुभ चक्रवर्ती, यहाँ पधारे सभी मुख्य अतिथि, विशिष्ट अतिथि, उपस्थित सभी गणमान्य वैज्ञानिक एवं व्यक्ति, सहयोगियों और छात्रों का स्वागत करते हैं। कोई भी संस्थान अपने गौरवशाली 60 वर्ष का समारोह मना सके, यह तभी संभव है जब उसकी नींव अपने महान इतिहासकारों की कंधों पे मजबूती से टिकी हुई हो। उन सभी नींवकर्ताओं को नमन करते हुए यह हमारा अहोभाग्य है कि आज उन महान लोगों में से कुछ आज हमारे साथ यहाँ पे मौजूद हैं। मैं इस मंच से देख पा रही हूँ कि इस संस्थान को बनाने वाला अतीत, वर्तमान और भविष्य सभी यहाँ इस उत्सव के लिए एकत्रित हुए हैं। हमारी यह मनोकामना है कि हम इन 60 वर्षों के अनुभव का मौसम और जलवायु संबंधित अनुसंधान एवं पूर्वानुमान के लिए उत्तम प्रयोग कर सकें। इसके साथ मैं आज के समारोह के लिए पधारे गणमान्य अतिथियों से अनुरोध करती हूँ कि कृपया वे मंचासीन हो। आज के कार्यक्रम के मुख्य अतिथि डॉक्टर एम रविचंद्रन, माननीय सचिव पृथ्वी विज्ञान मंत्रालय, भारत सरकार। सर कृपया मंचासीन हो। आज के कार्यक्रम के विशिष्ट अतिथि प्रोफेसर आर.एन. केशवमूर्ति एवं प्रोफेसर जगदीश शुक्ला जी, मैं आपसे अनुरोध करती हूँ कृपया मंच पे अपना स्थान ग्रहण करें। इसके साथ ही मैं निदेशक IITM डॉक्टर आर कृष्णन से अनुरोध करती हूँ कि वे भी मंचासीन हो।
Fantastic, wonderful.
पुण्याच्या परंपरानुसार आम्ही आमच्या पाहुण्याचा सत्कार पुणेही पगडी देऊन करण्यात येत आहे। मैं निदेशक महोदय से अनुरोध करती हूँ कि वे हमारे मंचासीन अतिथियों का स्वागत करें। इसके साथ मैं माननीय सचिव महोदय से अनुरोध करती हूँ कि हमारे विशिष्ट अतिथियों का सत्कार करें। मैं डॉक्टर कौस्तुभ चक्रवर्ती से अनुरोध करती हूँ कि वे निदेशक महोदय का स्वागत करें। हम उस देश के वासी हैं जहां हम कोई भी अच्छा काम शुरू करने के पहले ईश्वर को नमन करते हैं। मैं श्री कृष्ण सुरर्कर को ईश वंदना के लिए मंच पर आमंत्रित करती हूँ। श्री कृष्ण सुरर्कर।
नमस्कार।
ओम नमो गणराज गजानन। 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 हंसावरी शारदा खांद झळकतो बिना। हंसावरी शारदा आ आ आ आ हंसावरी शारदा खांद्या झळकतो बिना। खेळत येई अंगणा। खेळत येई अंगणा। ओम नमो गणराज गजानन। ओम नमो गणराज गजानन।
कार्यक्रम की इस मधुर शुरुआत के लिए कृष्ण आपको बहुत धन्यवाद। दीप ज्योति पर ब्रह्म दीप ज्योति जनार्दन दीपा में हरे तू पापन दीप ज्योति नमोस्तुते। मैं सभी मंचासीन अतिथियों को दीप प्रज्वलन के लिए आमंत्रित करती हूँ। धन्यवाद महोदय।
Now, I kindly request our Director of Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology, Dr. R. Krishnan, to deliver his welcome address. Sir.
Respected dignitaries on the stage, today's chief guest, Dr. M. Ravichandran, Secretary, Ministry of Earth Sciences. Guest of honor, Professor R.N. Keshavamurthy, former Director, IITM. Professor Jagdish Shukla, Managing Director, COLA, Professor Climate Dynamics, George Mason University. Respected dignitaries of the stage, the galaxy of distinguished delegates and participants, former directors of IITM, former secretaries, MOES, DOD, various ministries, directors of MOES sister institutions, and other research and academic institutes, present and past members of the IITM family, friends and colleagues. Namaskar. I extend a warm welcome to all of you on this important occasion of the 60th anniversary Diamond Jubilee celebrations of IITM, which also coincides with the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav initiative of the Government of India to celebrate and commemorate 75 years of independence. I am grateful to all of you for your great support and for gracing this occasion. 60 years back, the institute was founded as Institute of Tropical Meteorology, IITM, on 17 November 1962 as a distinct R&D unit of the India Meteorological Department, IMD, required for improving operational weather forecasts in the country. Later, the institute acquired status as an autonomous research institute and was renamed as Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology, IITM, in April 1971. The initial vision and goals of the institute were laid by the founding director, Padma Shri, Professor P.R. Pisharetti, a great visionary and the father of Indian remote sensing. With Professor Pisharetti's efforts, this land at Pashan was acquired to build a permanent complex of the institute, the present campus where we are sitting, and we are ever grateful to him for this extraordinary contribution. The evolution of any institution is shaped by visionary leadership at higher levels, and also very importantly, the contributions made by the past and the present staff employees. On this historical moment of the IITM Diamond Jubilee event, I wholeheartedly thank the entire IITM family, the past and present employees of the institute, all the past directors and well-wishers for their contributions and constant support to IITM. With the vision to be a global center of excellence through basic R&D on all aspects of the tropical atmosphere, ocean, land coupled system required to improve weather and climate forecasts, IITM has constantly strived to enhance India's R&D capabilities to address cutting-edge scientific problems in tropical meteorology and atmospheric sciences. The institute was initially under the Ministry of Civil Tourism and Civil Aviation and was later brought under the Department of Science and Technology, DST, in 1985. IITM started functioning under the Ministry of Earth Sciences, MOES, with effect from 12th July 2006. I will briefly go through the achievements of IITM, major achievements of IITM in two phases. That is the phase 1, 1962 to 2006, and phase 2, post 2006, once it came under MOES. Major achievements of IITM in phase 1. So during this phase, several important basic R&D investigations in tropical meteorology were carried out at IITM. These big studies provided the scientific foundation and background that have shaped the historical evolution of the institute. Various observational, diagnostic, theoretical, and modeling studies were conducted to understand monsoon dynamics, climate variability at different timescales, monsoon instability, atmospheric energetics, statistical and empirical forecasting, paleoclimate studies, numerical weather prediction, studies on atmospheric boundary layer, aerosol, radiation, cloud interactions, air quality, atmospheric electricity and thunderstorm dynamics, atmospheric chemistry, and climate modeling. Special thanks to Professor R.N. Keshavamurthy, who's here with us, who started the Climate and Global Modeling Group in 1994, where my career at IITM began. Thank you, sir. And also during this period, major field experiments and programs were conducted, several of them. I'll just name a few. The International Indian Ocean Expedition, IIOE, Summer Monsoon Experiment, MONEX, 1979, Indian Monsoon Trough Boundary Layer Experiment, MONPLEX, and several cloud seeding experiments during 1970s and 1980s, Land Surface Process Experiment, LASPEX, the Bay of Bengal Monsoon Experiment, BOBMEX, Arabian Sea Monsoon Experiment, ARMEX, the Indian Ocean Experiment, INDOEX, and others. Several important works emerged during phase 1, a noteworthy contribution being the construction of an iconic long-term time series of Indian rainfall from 1871 to present that is being used by researchers globally to understand Indian monsoon variability. During the phase 2, major achievements were done, that is during the post-2006 period, where the foundational knowledge and expertise that was built during the earlier decades made it possible to not only further strengthen the basic R&D work at IITM, but it also enabled IITM to make important contributions and provide strong leadership to several mission mode projects of MOEs with direct societal applications. These include the monsoon mission, the development of a state-of-the-art coupled dynamical system for seasonal and extended range prediction of monsoon, and global highest resolution 12-kilometer ensemble forecast system for short and medium range weather prediction up to 10 days. Improvements in forecasting mechanisms of extreme events such as cyclones, heavy precipitation, forest fires have led to better policy decisions, saving human lives and property. Weather forecast data are being shared with ARDE, it's a DRDO institution which is in our neighborhood for strategic defense missions. Recently, IITM has started providing inputs for renewable energy generation through collaboration with private companies for wind and solar energy. An international monsoon project office, IMPO, was launched by Honorable Minister of Earth Sciences, Dr. Jitendra Singh in 2021. Center for Climate Change Research, CCCR, successfully developed India's first Earth System model, IITM ESM, for addressing the science of climate change. The IITM ESM participated in the Coupled Model Intercomparison Project, Phase 6, also known as CMIP 6, and contributed to the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change 6th Assessment Report, IPCC AR6, released in August 2021, in which IITM scientists played key roles as lead authors and chapter scientists. CCCR also led the preparation of a comprehensive climate change assessment report over the Indian region, a report of the Ministry of Earth Sciences published in 2020. Another noteworthy contribution of the CCCR is the development of ensembles of high-resolution regional climate change projections over South Asia using regional climate models as part of the Coordinated Regional Downscaling Experiment, CORDEX activity. An important innovation in this connection is the development of high-resolution climate projections using a variable resolution global atmospheric GCM with high-resolution grid sizes less than 35 kilometers with telescopic zooming over South Asia that allows us to better resolve narrow orographic features in the Hindu Kush Himalaya Western Ghats and the Burmese Arakanayoma Mountains, which provided key insights in understanding the Indian monsoon response to drivers of global and regional climate change. This activity was conducted through a joint collaboration between IMD and LMD Paris. It is planned to further enhance this collaboration in the near future. Observational programs. IITM also made important developments in observational programs of physical parameters and chemical constituents of the atmosphere for process level understanding of weather and climate, weather modification, and air quality through establishment of major laboratories observational programs, and early warning systems. They include the High Altitude Cloud Physics Lab, HACPL at Mahabaleshwar, Lightning Location Network, LLN, for lightning alerts. Very soon there will be an app that is going to be released in 14 Indian languages known as the Damini app. Cloud Aerosol Interaction Precipitation Enhancement Experiment, CAPEX Airborne Campaign, System of Air Quality and Weather Forecasting and Research, SUFFER, and Air Quality Early Warning System, AQEWS, FluxNet for measurement of greenhouse gases, fluxes at Kaziranga National Park, Pichavaram Mangroves, Sinhagad, Winter Fog Experiment, WIFEX at New Delhi, the Cosmos IITM site for field-scale soil moisture measurements, Atmospheric Research Test Bed, ARC, in Bhopal, Central India, for studying regional weather and climate processes, Lower Atmospheric Research using Unmanned Aerial System Facility, LARIS, using Instrumented Unmanned Aerial Vehicle System, UAV, first time in India, Indian Southern Ocean Expedition for Atmospheric Chemistry Measurements, and several others. Also, IITM for the decadal prediction, recently IITM has initiated an experimental decadal prediction system using the IITM ESM, which is being further improved by incorporating new tools and strategies. IITM also conducts a PhD research program in weather and climate sciences offered by IITM in association with various universities for award of PhD degrees. IITM has initiated the development of skilled manpower in Earth Sciences desk under the Reach Out program of MOES for manpower development for Earth Sciences. Evolution of computing infrastructure in the institute. The evolution of weather and climate modeling is closely linked to the development of computing infrastructure and resources. IITM has come a long way during the last 60 years in terms of computing infrastructure. Starting in the early 1970s, starting with the IBM 1620 computer with the punch card machines for computational work and archival of meteorological data sets. In 1987, IITM had the Norwegian-made dual processor computer system ND560. And in 1992, it was upgraded to the HP workstations, HP 9000, with LAN and 8 PCs. In 1996 to 2008, that was the period when the Silicon Graphics machine Power Challenge XL was introduced in 1996, and numerical integration, when that was in the regime of Professor R.N. Keshomurthy, and the numerical integration of atmospheric general circulation models like the UK Met Office HAD-AM2B and the POLA model, and ocean general circulation models were conducted. This was followed by a series of workstations during this period: SGI machine, Sun Ultra, SGI Origin, AMD Optron, Nimbus, and so on. The era of high-performance computing began from 2009, when IITM became part of the MOES. And this was the period of rapid augmentation of HPC resources to meet the primary mandate of the ministry to provide the nation with best possible service in forecasting of weather and monsoon on the shorter and longer lead times, ocean state, climate projections, both for the historical and future, and global climate change, Earth system modeling, as well as earthquakes and tsunamis by other MOES institutions. So in 2009 and 10, the computing power was about 70 teraflops. This was the Prithvi machine. And in 2014, it was augmented to 790 teraflop. It was increased tenfold, Aditya machine. And in 2018, it was further augmented to 4 petaflops, that is the Pratyush machine. All these advances and achievements have resulted because of the collective efforts of our past and present scientific, technical, administrative, accounts and support staff, computer division, library information publication, LIP, academic cell, PhD students, postdoc researchers, project scientists, project staff, security and multitasking staff, MTS. I wholeheartedly thank the IITM family for the great efforts and the valuable contributions. I especially take this opportunity to acknowledge the timely and valuable support extended by the frontline staff of IITM for relentlessly providing uninterrupted services at all times, especially during the pandemic period, by organizing online events, webinars, Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav events, vaccination drives, etc. Finally, I express my deep gratitude to the Ministry of Earth Sciences, Government of India for providing steady financial and advisory support, as well as the society, the governing body, finance committee, and research advisory committee of the institute for extending unwavering support and guidance. It is my firm belief that IITM will continue to provide strong scientific leadership in weather and climate services at the national and global levels with enhanced scope, capabilities, and expertise in the years to come. Thank you all once again. Jai Hind.
हमारे संस्थान की गौरव गाथा के लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद डॉक्टर कृष्णन। अब मैं माननीय सचिव महोदय से अनुरोध करती हूँ कि वे दामिनी ऐप के नए प्रारूप का उद्घाटन करें।
बिजली गिरना एक प्राकृतिक आपदा है जिससे भारत में हर वर्ष करीब 2 से 2.5 हजार जीवन की हानि हो जाती है। यह महाराष्ट्र की सबसे बड़ी प्राकृतिक आपदा है। इस बात को महसूस करते हुए IITM ने इस दिशा में पहल की और 2014 में महाराष्ट्र में एक लाइटनिंग नेटवर्क स्थापित किया। इस नेटवर्क की सफलता के आधार पर 2018 में इसे फिर पूरे भारत में विस्तारित किया गया। दामिनी मोबाइल ऐप 2018 में जारी किया गया। ऐप देश भर में 83 स्थानों पर IITM MOES द्वारा स्थापित लाइटनिंग लोकेशन नेटवर्क से उपलब्ध वास्तविक समय डेटा का उपयोग करते हुए चेतावनी देता है। यह ऐप बिजली और बिजली गिरने के प्रति विभिन्न सुरक्षा उपायों पर कुछ बुनियादी जानकारी भी देता है। माननीय गृह मंत्री श्री अमित शाह जी ने सभी राज्य आपदा प्रबंधन प्राधिकरणों को बिजली संबंधी आपदाओं को कम करने के लिए यह ऐप का उपयोग करने एवं स्थानीय भाषाओं में उपलब्धता के लिए निर्देशित किया है। मंत्रालय के निर्देशानुसार अब दामिनी ऐप को उन्नत बनाया गया है और आज नया संस्करण जारी किया जा रहा है। इस उन्नत संस्करण की कुछ मुख्य विशेषताएं इस प्रकार हैं कि उपयोगकर्ता 14 भाषाओं में से किसी एक भाषा में चेतावनी प्राप्त करना चुन सकता है। ऐप में उपरोक्त सभी भाषाओं में बिजली की जोखिम अवधि से बचने के बारे में बुनियादी जानकारी भी दी गई है। उपयोगकर्ता बिजली अलर्ट पर SMS संदेश प्राप्त करने के लिए अपना मोबाइल नंबर भी पंजीकृत कर सकते हैं। 20 किलोमीटर दायरे में सभी मोबाइल उपयोगकर्ताओं को पुश संदेश भेजने के लिए एक नई सुविधा जोड़ी जा रही है। यह उन उपयोगकर्ताओं के लिए काफी मददगार होगा जिनके पास स्मार्टफोन नहीं है। किसी भी ऐप की सफलता उसके अंततः उपयोगकर्ता पर निर्भर करती है। इसीलिए हमें इस बात की अत्यधिक खुशी है कि इस डेटा का उपयोग कई राज्य सरकारें अपनी एडवाइजरी जारी करने और आपदा प्रबंधन के लिए कर रही हैं।
within a district. Due to the exponential rise in the number of smaller scale weather extremes, such as extremely heavy rain, thunderstorm, tropical cyclones, etc., there is a rising demand for high resolution, accurate, location-specific weather predictions. To capture smaller scale fluctuations in weather pattern, it is proposed in the MOES across program to increase the horizontal resolution of the model from 12 km to 6 km. However, directly increasing the model resolution in a brute force way poses many physical and computational constraints. Therefore, a scientific strategy is adopted by using triangular cubic octahedral or the TCO grid which is very scalable and is being run on the Pratyush HPC system. The model is being developed right from the basic version to a full physics version under the leadership of IITM scientist Dr. P. Mukhopadhyay and his group, completely indigenously and with in-house resources. While the current GFS is a 12-kilometer model, helps to generate block-level forecast. This indigenous IITM high-resolution global forecast model, what we call as HGFM, will help to reach the forecast to a scale smaller than the block level. This Make in India model is being run daily on real time since June 2022 on an experimental basis. After a thorough validation and performance evaluation, the model will be handed over for operational implementation to India Meteorological Department. Now, I kindly request our Honorable Secretary, Minister of Earth Science, Dr. M. Ravichandran, to kindly inaugurate the IITM High Resolution Global Forecast Model, or HGFM. Sir. Okay. Now I request Professor R.N. Krishnamurthy to kindly inaugurate the IITM High Resolution Global Forecast Model, HGFM. Sir.
The legacy of meteorology in India can be traced back to 3000 BC era onwards. Epic manuscripts such as the Upanishads, Varaha Mihira's Brihat Samhita, Kanad Sutra, Kalidasa's Meghdoot, and Kautilya's Arthashastra bear testimony to the deep knowledge of atmospheric processes in India since ancient times. In post-independence India, IITM, under the aegis of the Ministry of Earth Sciences of the Government of India, has carried forward this rich legacy by venturing into new areas of research and service and by developing path-breaking methods and technologies. Continuing in its tradition of trailblazing innovations, IITM proudly presents the Made in India IITM HGFM. High Resolution Global Forecasting Model, a quantum leap in weather forecasting.
In line with the Government of India's mission of Atmanirbhar Bharat, our Make in India initiative, the High Resolution Global Model at 6-kilometer resolution in the tropics developed by the scientists of IIT Pune will be a major step forward to improve our forecast capability, especially to capture extreme weather events, thunderstorm and other smaller scale events.
In the past few years, the number of small-scale weather extremes have risen exponentially. And since the prevalent GFS has an inherent limitation of horizontal resolution, a dire need was felt to have a forecast model capable of providing increased horizontal resolution to forecast extreme weather events much ahead in time.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. The success of any institution is dependent on the people within it. And hence, to keep up the success and achievement of any organization, rewarding its people is an integral part. Thus, to commemorate the 60th anniversary, IITM has hosted the Professor P.R. Pisharoti Award in the memory of Professor P.R. Pisharoti, the founder director of IITM during the year 1962 to 1967. The Professor P.R. Fisher Award for the year 2022 is being shared jointly by Dr. Justice Sriranga Chaudhary and Dr. Shivshai Ajit Dixit for outstanding scientific contribution in the field of atmosphere, weather, and climate sciences. So I kindly request Dr. Justice to come here. Dr. Justice Chaudhary has completed his PhD in the atmospheric and space science from the Savitribai Phule University in the year 2007. Is presently holding the post of scientist E at IITM. He has a long association with IITM, first as a research scholar from 2003, then as a scientist C from 2011. And during 2008 to 2011, he was a postdoc fellow of IPRC, University of Hawaii, USA. His area of expertise includes Earth's interaction, monsoon variability, and predictability. Thank you, Justin. The next is Dr. Shivshai Ajit Dixit. Dr. Shivshai Dixit, who is holding the post of scientist in IITM, has completed his PhD in aerospace engineering from Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore in the year 2010. He's joined IITM in the year 2013 as scientist D and presently working in the field of experimental and numerical fluid dynamics.
अत्यंत हर्ष का विषय है कि आज हमारे बीच डॉक्टर एम रविचंद्रन, माननीय सचिव पृथ्वी विज्ञान मंत्रालय, भारत सरकार पधारे हुए हैं। डॉक्टर रविचंद्रन ने पूर्व में एनसीपी और गोवा के निदेशक सहित कई महत्वपूर्ण जिम्मेदारियां निभाई, जहां उन्होंने भारत की ध्रुवीय विज्ञान गतिविधियों के निष्पादन और कार्यान्वयन और निर्जीव संसाधनों और सर्वेक्षणों के भूवैज्ञानिक अन्वेषण में महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका निभाई। उन्होंने अंटार्कटिका और आर्कटिक में भारत के कई वैज्ञानिक मिशनों का समन्वयन किया है। इनकॉइस हैदराबाद में उप परियोजना निदेशक के रूप में भारतीय अर्गो परियोजना की उन्होंने परियोजना तैयार की और निष्पादित की और परिचालन महानगर सेवाओं में महासागर डेटा आकलन और मॉडलिंग को कार्यान्वित किया। आईआईटीएम के लिए आईआईटीएम के साथ उनका जुड़ाव दिसंबर 1988 से है, जब वे तत्कालीन इंस्ट्रूमेंट और ऑब्जर्वेशन टेक्निक ग्रुप में शामिल हुए, जो मई 1997 तक जारी रहा। अब ये थंडरस्टॉर्म डायनामिक्स रिसर्च ग्रुप के रूप में जाना जाता है। इस दौरान उन्होंने गोलाकार पवन चक्की विकसित की, जिसका उपयोग विद्युत क्षेत्र के क्षैतिज और ऊर्ध्वाधर घटक के मापन के लिए किया जाता है। उन्होंने अपनी पीएचडी डॉक्टर कामरा के नेतृत्व में पूरी की, जो हमारे बीच मौजूद है। यह वास्तव में हमारे लिए बहुत गर्व की बात है कि हमारे बीच के एक प्रमुख शोधकर्ता अब पृथ्वी विज्ञान मंत्रालय के सचिव हैं, जहां वे जलवायु विज्ञान समुदाय को प्रेरित करना जारी रखते हैं। यह एक बहुत ही सरल, जमीन से जुड़े, विनम्र और हमेशा लोगों तक पहुंचने वाले व्यक्ति हैं, जिन्हें इस सभा में और परिचय की आवश्यकता नहीं है। इसके साथ मैं माननीय सचिव महोदय को आमंत्रित करती हूँ कि वे आए और हमें मार्गदर्शित करें।
Thank you. Respected Professor R.N. Keshavamurthy, former Director IITM, Professor Shukla, Gola, Professor Kau, and Dr. Rajivan, former Secretaries of DOD and MOES, Dr. Segar Mande, former DG, CSIR, and presently Professor at Pune University, Professor Ravi Nandandeya, former Director IITM and Director of IITM, Dr. Krishnan. I see there are many senior scientists from IITM and many other places, especially Dr. Kamra, Dr. Rara Rao, and many others. And many seniors and well-wishers of IITMs are also present here, and colleagues from IITM and friends and all invitees. Very good morning, very good afternoon to all of you. It is my great pleasure to be here as part of this Diamond Jubilee celebration of IITM. I first and foremost, I sincerely congratulate the director and his team of IITM for the 60 years service to the nation in contributing, improving the weather forecast in the monsoon. Of course, we have made a significant contribution, especially during the last 1 decade. There is a much significant contribution to improve the prediction system and also understanding the weather and climate processes. On this Foundation Day, I should not miss thanking the past directors of the great institution, right from Dr. Disha Reddy to Dr. Ravi Nanjundaya, to lead and provide the vision, imparting scientific knowledge to society. And also, I could see that there are many former scientists from IITM also come today, and their contributions are also greatly acknowledged. Of course, you all know that the IITM has significantly contributed in terms of publications, but I think it is important that publication has need to be translated to the model so that we need to improve the forecast. I think we have to aim for that. It is not only the number, but also how much it is going to the model that is more important. I'm happy to note that I started my career from IITM, of course, in the lightning research in thunderstorm research, and I'm doubly enjoyed. I'm doubly happy here that this 60 years Diamond Jubilee celebration I am at this IITM. Of course, IITM has many mandates, right, from observations, understanding, and model them for better prediction of weather and climate. Of course, there are many contributions from the IITM. The biggest contributions are in the areas of monsoon dynamical prediction system, especially seasonal, extended range, and physical parameters, and many other. Climate variability, predictability, and its applications, and observations start from weather, air quality, and many of the airborne studies. Understanding the cloud better and incorporate the same in the models, such as KIPAX, high altitude cloud physics lab, thunderstorm and lightning dynamics, and also setting up the national lightning network and warning system, and the radar and satellite meteorology. Some of the things important contribution by the IITM. Of course, over the few years, the training and capacity building has strengthened almost significantly after the CAN. And over a period of maybe 2 decades or so, the infrastructure, we call as a airborne studies, or the new startup one is a Bhopal lab, or the HPC has tremendously increased. I think IITM is making use of that infrastructure and bringing more and more science from that. Though our understanding has significantly improved the forecast system, but we need too much more to do. Because anything, if you do that, we are human, always greedy. Whatever you get it, we want to go for higher. So earlier, sometimes the forecast is not that good, but still people were what is called appreciating. But now the forecast has tremendously improved, but still there is a problem. We know what are the problems. I think we need to attack. So that's a team effort which we need to come from different group, like a parameterization group, observation group, modeling group, all they have to work together to improve the modeling system. Of course, when you understand and implement the system, then finally the climate also changing to some other places. So we need to understand that also. It is also dynamic behavior. So we need to take care of that also. In order to improve the forecast system, of course, we need to mount and focus next phase. We need a transformative change. Though we could fairly understand the linear systems and incorporated the model, but non-linear systems, still we need to understand and incorporate in the modeling system. That is what one of the things I think Dr. BMG also mentioned, that we need to do much more in the non-linear system also in the model. The second point I want to harp on that is imperative. It is imperative to strengthen and improve our model physics. Even morning I was telling about that same thing. We need to harp on that model physics to improve, especially parameterization of clouds in the atmosphere or the mixing in the ocean to incorporate all remote forcings. We are more concentrated on the tropical belt, maybe the zonal gradient, maybe ENSO, IOD, and other things much we know, but we are not much included or maybe taken into account the contribution in the meridional section, especially in the mid-latitude. Mid-latitude we have contributed, but polar regions, which we need to, what is the influence of polar region in the tropics, and thereby the monsoon and various other patterns which we need to improve. And of course, there is a lot of difference between the yet to be known about the internal dynamics. So we know much more in the external forcing in the monsoon or the weather pattern, but we have not much know about what is the internal dynamics is happening within especially Indian Ocean or in Indian context. So still we need to learn a lot, understanding our internal dynamics. Of course, that's what I need. I think we need to have more and more manpower in this. So we need to use the academia available in the country as well as in the outside. We need to tap their potential so that we can improve the modeling forecast. Well, congratulating team IITM. I look forward more and more contribution from IITM for better predictability. IMD is an operational agency and they have heavily depend on you to improve the forecast system at all time scales. We should have a constant interactions and discussions with other centers of MOEs and also involve academia. It is imperative that we need to strengthen our international collaboration also. I'm extremely happy and congratulate IITM for the contribution of the recent IPCC model contributions. But we need to do much more in incorporating various other parameters, mainly improving not only physics component, but also chemistry in the atmospheric model and the biogeochemistry in the ocean model. We need to incorporate. Also, we need to understand and improve the, as I mentioned, the polar interactions, especially the sea ice and ice shelf dynamics, which we have not at all bothered as if we are keeping in the static state. So I think we need to improve. Of course, there are many things to do. I think teamwork is important. I think morning also I told 3 or more important parameters like the initialization as well as model physics and the manpower. That also very important apart from requirement of major HPC. I absolutely swear that your commitment, support, and contributions, IITM will scale new heights in the years to come. We need a transformative change. I wish to assure you that positive and productive ideas will be nurtured and encouraged. I extend my warm greetings on the occasion to all the IITM colleagues. I once again wish you all happy Foundation Day. Thank you very much.
आपके सतत मार्गदर्शन और सहयोग के लिए पुनः धन्यवाद सर। अब मैं डॉक्टर कृष्णन से अनुरोध करती हूँ कि वे माननीय सचिव महोदय का अभिनंदन करें।
Thank you, sir. Now I request our Honorable Secretary, sir, to kindly felicitate our guest of honors, Professor R.N. Krishnamurthy with the IITM logo. Sir. I also request our Honorable Secretary, sir, to felicitate our one more guest of honor, Professor Jubilee. It is also a pleasure to felicitate Dr. M. Rajivan, who was associated with IITM as a director during 2015 and also the Secretary of Ministry of Arts and Government of India during 2015 to 2021. Sir. And I request our Honorable Secretary to kindly felicitate Dr. Rajivan.
You also give me a cap?
Yes, with a funerary to be traditional funerary to be. Yes.
Thank you.
It will be also a pleasure to felicitate Dr. Shekhar Mande, who was also the Secretary of the Ministry of Arts and Government of India during 2021. Dr. Mande. We are very much feel proud to felicitate Dr. Professor Ravi Shankar Nanjundia, who was associated with IITM as a director during 2017 to 2021. I also request Honorable Secretary Sir to kindly felicitate Professor Nanjundia with attention to recap and IITM director. Sir.
Okay.
Finally, we also feel happy to felicitate Professor V.K. Gaur, who was associated with IITM as the chairman of the governing council during 2014 to 2017. Sir.
Thank you for coming, sir.
Anybody?
अब मैं हमारे संस्थान के वरिष्ठ वैज्ञानिक डॉक्टर सूर्य चंद्र राव को आभार व्यक्ति के लिए मंच पर आमंत्रित करती हूँ। सर प्लीज।
Respected dignitaries and dais, Honorable Secretary of MOS, Dr. M. Chandran, Professor Shukla, Professor Keshav Murthy, Dr. Krishna, Director of IITM, and other dignitaries in the auditorium, Professor V.K. Gaur, Former Secretary DOD, Dr. M. Rajivan, Former Secretary of OS, Professor Shekhar Mande, Former Secretary of SIR, and also Former Secretary of MOS, and other dignitaries in the auditorium, and directors of other MOS institutes, senior colleagues, distinguished scientists from other institutes, friends, colleagues, and online participants. It gives me an immense pleasure in proposing vote of thanks on this occasion of 61st Foundation Day celebrations of IITM. First and foremost, we express our sincere gratitude to Honorable Secretary MOS for gracing this occasion. Despite his continuous help for last 1 week, he made it to IITM. And also for providing guidance as and when we need it. As he worked in different institutes of MOS, as you can see before, starting from IITM to NCQR, at various levels, he understands the problems of working scientists and also the problems in handling big or small projects. So he has solution for each and every problem. So whenever you go with a problem, he provides solution immediately. So thank you, sir, for your leadership. Professor Shukla, a well-wisher of IITM, and from its inception, involved in various activities of the institute and visited IITM very often and provided much needed guidance at all these visits. Thank you, sir, for gracing this occasion and providing guidance to IITM. Professor Keshav Murthy, former director of IITM, was instrumental in setting up CCMB and Actually, that is the seed for the modeling activity to take a different level at IITM. So thank you, sir, for addressing the occasion and also providing able guidance to IITM. Dr. Krishna, Director of IITM, he is instrumental in organizing all these events for this Diamond Jubilee functions. He personally involved in each and every activity to look at how they are going. And thank you, Krishna, for all this support and organizing all these events. We also express our profound appreciation to our sister institutes, directors, senior colleagues from MOS, other dignitaries who have participated in the brainstorming session. Retired members, our predecessors who have provided and shown the way for rapid growth of IITM activities. IITM family, thank you all of you for your support. Senior junior scientists and students of IITM work tirelessly to realize the dreams and goals set up by these retired and predecessors of IITM, and actually they have made immense and contributions to this what you see today IITM as it is, and this due to their unstinting devotion to the institute. That is what made it possible, and the IITM is today as it is because of their continuous efforts. Foundation organizing committees set up by the director work day and night to make all these arrangements, and they have worked iteratively also in testing various different setups, and finally whatever you see is today is a result of all those efforts. So thanks to all these foundation organizing committees and the support staff, both admin, computer division, housekeeping, security, catering agency. We have toiled day and night to arrange all these facilities, infrastructures to make this occasion go smoothly without any hurdles. Thank you all. Finally, moderators of the brainstorming session, anchors of the Diamond Jubilee events, and all the family, IITM family members, a big thank you to all of you. Jai Hind.
मैं सभी से अनुरोध करती हूँ कि कृपया राष्ट्रगान के लिए खड़े हो जाएं।
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगल नायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
I kindly request Dr. Rajivan sir, Dr. Gaur sir, Mr. Najitya sir, and Professor Dr. Mande sir to come on stage for the photo shoot. Yeah.